brought up a good topic that you wanted to talk about, mortgage and how it's affected by elections, the mortgage market and elections. I thought that was really timely. So what are your thoughts on that? I mean, as we're going into the election year, I know this is my third go around of a presidential election during real estate. I think it's your third as well. I'm curious to hear your thoughts on how this is going to impact the real estate market.
You're exactly right. This is going to be our third go around, and one thing that I learned is that nothing's predictable. So
Yes.
be prepared for the unpredictable.
Right.
Is a big one, and I'm really speaking to folks that are looking to purchase a new home, and then folks that are preparing for a refinance and how to prepare for that. To speak just about the purchases for a minute, when you're going to get pre-approved, it's really you cannot shop for a rate until you find a house. So you want to have your conversations with people that you trust to work on your financing. If you talk to 10 different loan officers
Yep.
and you haven't even found a house yet, you're going to go around in circles. I mean, you'll get pulled in multiple directions, and you cannot lead with the conversation with interest rate because interest rates are forever changing. They're constantly changing. Sometimes during the day, I get 2 or 3 different rate sheets. So if you make your decision based off of interest rate before you can lock in an interest rate and before you can actually before you're actually buying a house, you will put yourself at a disadvantage, because all rate quotes are very hypothetical until it's, hey, I'm under contract buying this particular house, and this is when I'm closing. While you're going through the pre-approval process, you should actually be working off of a slightly higher rate in the event that something during this election year causes rates to go up.
Agreed.
And if the rate goes up, you don't want to jeopardize your qualification. Again, when it comes to purchasing a house, you cannot lead the conversation with the interest rate. It's a very important part, and I don't want to ignore the interest rate, but you can't, until you know what house you're buying, you cannot have the most serious conversation about interest rates. You need to be prepared enough that you can buy the house that you're looking for, regardless of interest rate.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the more prepared, powerful, confident buyer that is winning contracts, is that they can buy regardless of what the interest rate is.
Mm-hmm.
In
Agreed.
addition to that, working with a loan officer that as the customer shopping for a house is also going over how to improve their application, so that way when they are ready to lock in a rate, they are locking in at the A+ category. While you're shopping, prepare for yourself to get into the best rate scenario, but also make sure that you're robust you're strong enough as a buyer that interest rate doesn't matter, because we all know that rates will go up and down, and we don't want a negative increase, an increase in interest rate to have a negative impact on your ability to buy a home. And then for folks that are really hanging their hat on refinancing, hopefully in the near future, it's advantageous to be apply with the mortgage company that you want to refinance with, probably whoever helped you buy the home, and get your application ready. So even if the rate isn't cooperating in the moment, you can still have your targets and your application set up, so that way when the rate environment does cooperate, you can lock in an interest rate and you don't have to do a whole bunch of actions before you can achieve that rate lock. So that way when that rate does cooperate, all we have to do
Streamline.
is hit a button and we can close.
Yeah.
Now, if you don't do it that way, what you are subject to is a really crazy backup in mortgage lenders, because mortgage lenders will all of a sudden have a huge volume issue
Mm.
where they'll have more loans that they know what to do with,
We've seen
and
it. We've
it,
seen it
it,
before.
it creates a bottleneck.
Yeah.
So if you're not prepared and you're not set up to take advantage of that rate drop and that market cooperation, you might miss that window because the rates might jump back up in that and just as fast as they went down.